tonight we're going all out with the mushrooms. So we love mushrooms in this house, well at least Andrew and I do. So we went to the garden centre yesterday, and our local garden centre, which is Long Acres in Bagshot, for any of our local friends that are watching, they do a great fresh produce section, but they've got some stuff that's a little bit more interesting and better quality than sometimes you can get in the supermarkets.
Well, I have looked at the Portobello mushrooms in there a couple of times, and they're pretty massive.
Yeah.
And there we go.
So there you go. Tablespoon for scale. I mean, they're bloody huge.
I have seen them bigger, but these will do for now.
These look amazing. So I've already pre-marinated these. Now what I did, I mixed up a bit of extra virgin olive oil, some of this Henderson's relish, which is similar to Worcestershire sauce, a bit of garlic paste, some smoked paprika, and a bit of salt and pepper. I just whisked it up, and it's been resting in the gills of the mushrooms for probably about half an hour. So I'm going to get the pan on. Now we're having this tonight. We're having Portobello mushroom burgers. So these are going to be what's going to be between the bun. I've got some chips in the oven. I've already started cooking. So I've just quite, finely chopped up some potatoes. They've been parboiled for a few minutes. They've got some sage, oregano and salt and pepper on them.
Got man down.
Escapee. So these are almost done. So let's pop those back in. They should be done by the time the dinner's done. The other thing we're doing is we've got some oyster mushrooms we also brought from the garden centre. This is a mixed selection. As you can see, they look really funky and interesting. And we thought we'd whisk up a bit of a batter and then fry these in some batter. So what we're doing is about half and half plain flour with corn flour. The corn flour just makes it a little bit lighter. So let's just pop some corn flour in there. A little sprinkling of pink Himalayan salt. And then we're going to mix that up with some ox, which is a alternative to like an egg. It's aquafaba. So you can just use aquafaba, which is the liquid from a tin of chickpeas. If you're using chickpeas, and but this is actually quite useful to buy it already made. And then we've also so we're using this Corona Zero, so it's an alcohol-free beer. We're basically just using that because we had it knocking around.
It was left over from a party. I was never going to drink that.
At this point, what I'm just going to do is put these portobellos in the pan to start them cooking. That's nice and hot now, so let's just get those in whilst I'm mixing up this batter. Okay, so we add a little drizzle of the Oggs and a little bit of the beer. And you just gradually add more of the liquid until you've reached your desired consistency, which for this kind of batter is a bit like a single cream. And as you can see, the beer is making it nice and foamy. You can also use sparkling water for this kind of batter if you prefer. But it's quite nice to add we'll add a bit more of the Oggs. There we go. That's quite a nice consistency of batter there. So what I'll do right now is I'm going to switch this pan on and let that come to the heat, and perhaps Andrew we'll catch up in a minute when it's ready to go in the pan.
Okay.
Okay, so the mushrooms are cooking, the portobellos, the oil is hot, and we're basically ready to start doing these oysters. So with oyster mushrooms, like a lot of mushrooms, they don't really need any washing. If you notice any visible bits of dirt on them, you can actually brush it off with a piece of kitchen towel. But by wetting them, they act like little sponges and they can get a bit soggy. So just inspect the mushrooms that you've got and check for any... Look, we've got a nice big clump there. I'm going to break that down a little bit because that will probably be too big. So I'll just do, I think this will probably be enough for the first batch. I'll put them in here with the batter. So let's just to coat all of the mushrooms, and then we can put them straight into the pan. Okay, now this is nice and hot, so it should be ready to accept the mushrooms.
It's ready to accept the mushrooms.
There we go.
Sizzling.
So it's quite a thin batter, this. It's like tempura style, rather than a thick batter, which would be more like if you're doing onion rings or something like that. When it's quite thin. People don't really deep fry things that much more these days. Remember we were kids, everyone had a deep fat fryer in their kitchen, like back in the 80s and stuff.
And also a fire blanket in case it caught fire. And there would be adverts on TV what to do if your saucepan of fat did catch fire.
There would be.
Don't put water on it.
That would be a super important public health warning.
Yeah. It was a bit like when they told you not to touch sparklers as well. That used to give kids nightmares.
I know.
Remember the kid who dropped the sparkler and it went out on the floor and then he picked it up and he
I remember the one that got a firework in his hood. And it was like, don't wear hoods on fireworks night, and like with your hood down, because it might land in the hood of your coat.
Don't wear hoods on fireworks night.
Or you can wear it up but not down. Right, let's just give these a little turn now. So these are massive mushrooms, so they probably will take about 10 minutes to cook. We could potentially put these in the oven. But Andrew was quite keen on pan frying them, so that's what we're doing. So let's come and have a look at these mushrooms, because these will need a little turn. So I've got my slotted spoon here. Now we're going to be doing these in a couple of batches, so I will in a moment get some paper towel ready to transfer the cooked ones onto while we do the next batch. So everything's pretty much ready, so let's get dished up. So what I've just done in the last couple of minutes, I switched the oven onto the grill setting just to toast up our burger buns. I always think it's quite nice to have them a little bit toasty. It adds a bit of a layer so that the juices don't soak in too much to the bread. Let's get those out as well. Okay, so let's get dished up. So let's have a nice pour. It's just going to drain off some of the juices, just like that. Okay, well, what would you like on yours, Andrew?
I'll have a Della Llama, please.
Okay, one with everything.
Indeed.
So look, oh look at that. That's a good job. We've only got 2 gherkin slices left. Okay, little bit of lettuce, just like so. You know what we haven't got out with? Some cheese. You want some vegan cheese on it?
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
The Cathedral City vegan cheese is the best vegan cheese that I've tasted.
And I think I've got some right here, some Cathedral City. This is something I should have prepared earlier, but I didn't. So we just have a few little slivers of this. So I have a little bit of vegan mayo, a nice dollop of that on top. Of course, we want some chips on the side. And then some of these delicious deep fried oyster mushrooms as our little side dish. Wow, looks amazing. And then I'm also just going to pop on, of course, some of our salads. Got to keep it healthy as much as we can. This is the Nando's sweet chili jam. It's really nice with this kind of thing. And do you want some coleslaw?
Yeah, I love a bit of coleslaw, yeah.
Do you want a bit of potato salad?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I did say Dalai Lama one with everything. I'm pretty hungry. I've not eaten much today.
This is going to be like a proper loaded plate. Yeah,
It's very loaded.
We've both had long days, so it's nice to have a big old feast in the evening.
There's a lot of stuff going on that plate.
There is a lot of stuff going on. So, a delicious, delectable portobello mushroom burger. Oyster mushrooms fried in a tempura batter. Homemade chips, some salad, a little bit of coleslaw and potato salad.
That's really good.
It does look good, doesn't it? Are you happy to eat it?
Oh, well, I don't know yet.
Well, you should be. Consider yourself extremely lucky.
So I get to stroll in right at the end, covered in food and stuff, and try some of our stuff. So what we're showcasing is that...
What was that, one of the oyster mushrooms? Was it good?
It is good. I think maybe because the oyster mushrooms, they're quite tasteless, if you like. It's more of a texture. So the batter is really crispy. I think maybe you could probably, if you wanted to jazz it up, you could put something like some chilli in the batter or something.
Make
like
it
that.
a spicy batter. Yeah, perhaps. Well, maybe we'll do that next time.
Well, you know what I'm like with chilli.
And now there's the portobello mushroom burger.
That is a very sticky, fulfilling burger to eat.
Yep. Was that good?
It's really good. Yeah, thumbs up.
Amazing. Right, we'll catch you next time.